Warrior, do you know what's ironic? We spend our lives dodging pain. Yet it's the moments that break us that forge the man we're destined to become. Right now, as you watch this, you might be facing something that feels unbearable. Maybe you're in your car after a grueling day, drained to your core. Maybe it's 2 a.m. and you're staring at the ceiling, wondering why everything fell apart so fast. Or maybe you're just tired of pretending you're fine, tired of carrying a mask too heavy for your face. Here's the paradox that changes everything. While most see their darkest moments as proof life is against them, the ancient Stoics knew a deeper truth. Your greatest pain is your greatest teacher. The struggles you avoid are the ones that call you to your true strength. Marcus Aurelius, a man who led an empire while facing personal tragedies that would crush most, wrote in his private journal, "The mind that seeks the good, whether it finds it or not, is honored by the pursuit itself." He wasn't chasing praise. He was reminding himself that even in loss, in heartbreak, when all seems pointless, there's honor in seeking the good. Let me be real with you. This video might bring tears, and I won't apologize for that. Sometimes, you need to feel the weight of your own strength. You need to remember you've survived every hard day so far. That's not small, it's extraordinary. We live in a world that tells you to avoid discomfort at all costs. Scroll past anything that stings. Shop to fill the void in your chest. Distract yourself until the feelings fade. But what if the pain you're running from is the doorway to the man you're meant to be? The Stoics had no smartphones to escape into, no endless entertainment to numb their struggles. When Marcus lost his children, when Epictetus endured slavery and torture, when Seneca faced exile and death, they had to confront themselves head-on. In that confrontation, they uncovered what we've forgotten. Pain isn't your enemy. Your struggles aren't proof of weakness. They're the raw materials of your transformation. Right now, someone watching this is fighting a battle no one knows about. Someone's grieving a loss that changed everything. Someone's facing a fear bigger than their courage. And someone's wondering if they have what it takes to keep going. I'm here to tell you what the Stoics knew you do. Not because you're a superhero, but because you're human. This isn't another video preaching positivity or pretending problems don't exist. It's about learning to dance with hardship, finding meaning in your chaos, and discovering that the things breaking your heart can open it to hold more love, wisdom, and compassion than you ever imagined. So, here's what I need you to do. If these words hit home, hit the like button, not for me, but as a vow to yourself that you're ready to face hard truths that challenge but strengthen you. Drop a comment to let me know you're here, fighting your battles with courage. Share this with someone who needs to remember their inner strength. Subscribe to this channel, because we're building a brotherhood of men who choose growth over comfort. Don't skip any part of this video. Every word is crafted for those who need it. And that might be you. The points ahead aren't just ideas. They're an invitation to see life differently, to uncover strength you didn't know you had, and to realize your sensitivity, your struggles. Your human heart aren't weaknesses to overcome. They're superpowers waiting to be unleashed. Let us know you're here by commenting this affirmation and standing tall. My pain is forging my strength. Let me tell you about the day that changed everything. For me, it might help you see why your worst day is your greatest gift. It was a Tuesday. Doesn't life always pick Tuesdays to teach us lessons we're not ready for? I woke up thinking it was just another day. By evening, everything I believed about myself, my relationships, my future. It all shattered. You know that feeling when the ground vanishes beneath you, when the story you told yourself about your life stops making sense. That's where I stood. And maybe that's where you stand now. Here's what the Stoics knew, that we've forgotten your worst days aren't punishments, they're awakenings. Epictetus, a man who endured dark times, taught that it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you respond to it. He didn't say this from a place of privilege. He spoke as a former slave, his leg broken by his master, stripped of everything society deems valuable. Yet from the depths of human suffering, he found something miraculous. When everything external is stripped away, what remains is the real you. Your worst day doesn't define you, it reveals you. It shows how strong you are when everything else falls apart. I remember sitting in my car that night, crying like a child, not the cinematic tears, but the raw, gut-wrenching kind from deep within. In that moment of total collapse, something shifted. I stopped asking why this happened to me and started asking what it was teaching me. That question changed everything. Because suddenly I wasn't a victim of circumstance. I was a student of my own life. The pain didn't vanish. It transformed into something useful. Fear didn't disappear. It became fuel for courage I never knew I had. Your worst day is trying to show you something about resilience you can't learn any other way. It reveals depths of strength comfort could never unlock. It teaches you you're not as weak as you think, not as helpless as you fear, and definitely not as alone as you feel. Think about it. Every man you admire, every story that moves you, every great example you've encountered, they all share one thing. They've all faced days when everything fell apart, and they chose the path you're being called to choose now, to let brokenness become an opening. The gift hidden in your worst day isn't obvious at first. It's wrapped in chaos, tied with pain, and arrives at the worst possible time. But inside that terrible gift is everything you need to become the man you're meant to be. It's the compassion for others who suffer. It's the strength you'll need for challenges you can't yet imagine. It's the wisdom that only comes from walking through fire and realizing you weren't burned, you were refined. Your worst day isn't the end of your story. It's the start of a better chapter. Not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger, wiser, kinder, and truer. If you're ready to let your hardest moments teach you, comment this: my worst day forged my best self. Next, why your sensitivity is your secret weapon. They've told you you're too emotional, haven't they? Too intense, too feeling. Maybe they said it with concern, maybe disappointment. But the message was clear. Feeling deeply is wrong in a world that rewards numbness. Here's what I wish someone told you sooner. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw to fix. It's a strength you've been taught to hide. Seneca, one of Rome's greatest philosophers, wrote letters to his friend with such raw honesty, so vulnerable. They still bring tears. 2,000 years later, he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Those words aren't cold philosophy, they're born from tears, loss, and pain. Only a deeply feeling man could understand. The Stoics weren't emotionless machines. As some believe, they were men of profound emotional intelligence. They felt everything but learned to feel without being crushed. There's a difference between feeling deeply and being swept away. Your sensitivity lets you experience life in vivid color, while others see only black and white. What is your sensitivity? really. It's your ability to notice what others miss. You feel someone's pain in your chest. You're moved to tears by beauty. You sense something's wrong before your mind catches up. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom no book can teach. Your emotions aren't random, they're data. They're an inner compass trying to tell you what matters. When you're anxious about a relationship, it's not paranoia, it's your sensitivity picking up on truths your logic hasn't processed yet. When you're excited about an opportunity others call crazy, it's not naivety. It's your intuition seeing potential others can't. The world needs men who feel deeply, men who care so much it hurts. Because that care changes things. Men who notice someone struggling behind a smile. Men who feel a sunset's beauty so deeply they pause to honor it. Men who sense injustice in their bones and are driven to act. Your tears aren't weakness. They're proof you're fully alive. Your intense emotions aren't problems to solve. They're gifts to embrace. Your ability to feel another's pain isn't a burden. It's compassion in action. Don't apologize for feeling deeply. Don't numb what makes you human. Don't buy the lie that strength means feeling less. True strength is feeling everything and still showing up. Still caring. Still choosing love, despite fear. Still believing in goodness, despite the world's reasons to doubt. Your sensitivity is your secret weapon because it lets you connect with others beyond shallow ties. It fuels your ability to create, love, inspire, and heal not despite your deep emotions, but because of them. If you agree your sensitivity is your superpower, comment, "My sensitivity is my strength, not my weakness." Third, the art of losing everything and finding yourself. There's a moment in every man's life when what he thought he needed is taken away. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, a dream, or someone you loved, gone. Or maybe it's gradual, watching your old life crumble piece by piece until you wake up and barely recognize yourself or your world. I want to talk about that moment because if you haven't faced it, you will. And if you're in it now, know this: you're not falling apart, you're falling into place. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than most. He wrote, "Loss is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." Easy to read, harder to live. He wrote from the heart of a man who lost children, saw his empire falter, faced betrayals that could shatter any soul. He discovered something profound in loss when everything external is stripped away. What remains is the unshakable core of you. There's a terrible pain and a wondrous beauty in losing what you thought defined you. It's agonizing because it hurts more than you imagined possible. It's beautiful because it forces you to meet the real man beneath the titles, roles, possessions, and relationships that were never truly you. Remember the day you lost what you thought was your entire identity, the career you built for years, the relationship you believed would last forever, the future you planned so carefully. It all vanished in a moment. You sat in an empty apartment, surrounded by boxes, feeling like a stranger in your own life. But here's what few talk about at rock bottom: it's solid. You can build from there. When you have nothing left to lose, you have everything to gain. When old strategies fail, you're forced to find new ways. When your old identity crumbles, you get to choose who you'll become next. The art of losing everything isn't just learning to let go gracefully, though that comes with time. It's learning to see loss as liberation. Every ending clears the way for a beginning. Every closed door leads to the one meant for you. Every person who leaves makes space for those who truly belong. Losses aren't punishment for what you did wrong. They're not proof you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy. They're course corrections from the universe, which knows better than you what you truly need. It's an invitation to stop controlling outcomes and start trusting the process. Picture a tree in winter. It looks dead, doesn't it? Bare branches against a grey sky. No leaves, no signs of life. But beneath the surface, in its roots, at its core, life is happening. It's gathering strength for spring. That's you right now. If you're in a season of loss, you may feel empty, exposed, broken, but beneath the surface, where you can't see. You're building strength for your next season. You're growing roots deeper than anything you've ever had. You're preparing for a version of yourself you can't yet imagine. The art of losing everything is really the art of finding yourself, not the man you thought you should be, but the man you truly are. Not the man who needs external validation to feel worthy, but the one who knows his value lies within. Not the man who crumbles when circumstances change, but the one who bends and grows stronger. Fourth, the beautiful truth about shattered dreams. Right now, someone watching is mourning a dream that didn't come true. Maybe it's a business that failed, a relationship that ended, a career that never took off, or a life you planned derailed by forces beyond your control. You're wondering if you're a failure, if you should have tried harder, if you're doomed to never get what you truly want. Here's something that might sound crazy. At first, your shattered dreams aren't failures. They're redirections to something greater than you imagined. Epictetus taught something revolutionary. Don't demand things happen as you wish. Wish for them to happen as they do. He wasn't preaching passive acceptance. He taught that clinging to specific outcomes blinds you to better possibilities waiting to unfold. Imagine a man who spent 3 years chasing a dream that consumed every waking moment. He sacrificed relationships, health, sleep, and joy, all for a vision of success. Then it collapsed. He felt he'd wasted the best years of his life on something that was never his. He's angry at the universe, himself, and everyone living his dream while his lies in ruins. But here's what he can't see in his pain. That shattered dream is opening a new door. It's clearing the path to discover dreams he didn't even know he had. The skills he honed, the man he became, the resilience he built, it wasn't wasted. It's the foundation for something deeper, truer, more fulfilling than he could have planned. A broken dream isn't proof you're not enough. It's a sign you're being called to what truly aligns with your core, not what you thought you should be. Sometimes, you must let go of dreams that aren't yours to make room for those that are. Think of a river hitting a rock. It doesn't see it as failure. It flows around it, finding a new path, often more beautiful than the first. Your broken dream is teaching you truths about yourself that success never could. It shows your worth isn't tied to achievements. It reveals strengths you didn't know you had. It fosters wisdom, only gained through deep hurt, yet choosing to keep your heart open. Maybe that ended relationship saved you from settling for less than you deserve. Maybe the job you didn't get led you to work that feeds your soul. Maybe the dream you thought mattered was too small for the man you're becoming. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying don't grieve what didn't happen. Feel the disappointment fully, it's human. But don't let it convince you you're unworthy of greatness. Don't let one closed door make you think all are locked. Your broken dreams are fertile ground, for new ones to grow, dreams that fit you better, that honor the man you've become. Through breaking and rebuilding, dreams you couldn't imagine while clinging to the old ones. Trust the process. Even when you can't see the destination, trust that your life has a wisdom working for you, not against you. Trust that what feels like an end might be the most important beginning you'll ever know. If you're ready to believe broken dreams lead to better ones, comment, "My broken dreams are becoming better dreams." Fifth, why your struggles are sacred. Your struggles aren't a glitch in the system, they're essential. They're not something wrong, they're happening in ways you didn't expect. Society treats struggle like a disease to cure fast, pop a pill. Buy a fix. Think positive. Move on. But what if the things you're avoiding are the most sacred parts of being human? The Stoics had a beautiful concept called amor fati, loving your fate. Not just accepting or enduring it, but embracing it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things fate binds you to and love the people fate brings you." He meant your struggles aren't random punishments, they're teachers placed in your path. I remember a friend going through a divorce after 20 years, apologizing for his tears, telling himself to be stronger, blaming himself for not moving on faster. It hit me how we're taught to be ashamed of struggle instead of honoring it. Your struggles are sacred because they shape you into a man no other path could. Your anxiety teaches you empathy for those fighting invisible battles. Your depression deepens your capacity for joy that easy happiness can't touch. Your heartbreak expands your heart to hold more love than you ever thought possible. Every great teacher, healer, artist, leader, or innovator shares one thing: they've faced struggles. They've wanted to quit. They've questioned their strength, their worth, their intelligence, and they realized struggle isn't weakness, it's the prerequisite. You can't comfort someone in their darkest night if you haven't faced your own. You can't guide someone through loss if you haven't lost something precious. You can't inspire someone to keep going if you haven't wanted to give up. Your struggles give you a wisdom no university can grant, a knowledge no book can teach. But here's what makes it sacred. You choose its meaning. You can let struggle make you bitter or wiser. You can let it close your heart or open it to hold more compassion. You can let it convince you life's unfair or teach you that struggle's universal, and that's what makes human connection beautiful. Your struggle is sacred because it's temporary, not in that it vanishes completely, but in that it's always shifting, always shaping you into someone new. The man you were when the struggle began isn't the man who'll emerge from it. That transformation is the sacred part. You're becoming extraordinary, a man who's walked through fire and sees it as purification, not destruction. A man who's faced his greatest fears and found he's stronger than he ever imagined. A man who's been broken and let the cracks become where the light shines through. Your struggle is sacred because it's yours. Designed by the universe. For you, a universe that believes you can handle it. Not easily. Not without scars. Not without tears. But triumphantly. Sixth, the courage to start over. There comes a moment, maybe many, when you realize you must begin again. Not because you failed or gave up, but because you've outgrown yourself, and the life you built for the old, you no longer fits. Starting over at 25 is an adventure. At 35, it's daunting. At 45, it feels impossible. No matter your age, when you thought you had it figured out, it takes courage. Few understand. Seneca, who lost wealth, status, and eventually his life knew this courage. He wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." He didn't mean live longer, he meant live fuller, even if it means starting over when staying safe is easier. Picture a man in his 52nd leaving a successful law career to teach elementary school. To many, it's madness why abandon financial security and prestige for the bottom rung of a new field. Why choose uncertainty over stability? But for him, it's not fleeing something bad, it's answering a deeper call. Teaching kids reignites a passion buried for years. He rediscovers why he once loved learning. That clarity makes the leap worth it. Starting over isn't erasing the past, it's weaving every lesson learned into something that makes you new. Every mistake, every lesson, every skill you've gained, it doesn't vanish when you pivot. It's the foundation for what's next. The courage to start over is trusting yourself more than others' opinions, choosing growth over safety, possibility over certainty, authenticity over approval. It's saying, I don't know what's next, but I know I can't stay still. Maybe you're realizing you need to start over in some part of your life. Maybe it's a relationship long dead, but you fear loneliness. Maybe it's a job that pays the bills, but kills your soul. Maybe it's a version of yourself others expect, but it feels like wearing clothes that don't fit. Here's what I need you to know. Starting over isn't giving up, it's growing. It's the difference between accepting what is and creating what could be. It's the difference between just existing and truly living. The world needs men with the courage to start over. Because you show us it's possible, you prove we're not bound by our first choices, past mistakes, or others' expectations of who we should be. You show life is a series of beginnings, not one long middle with a disappointing end. Starting over means keeping the beauty of your past and leaving behind what no longer serves you. You hold on to wisdom and release regret. You honor who you were while embracing who you're becoming. Yes, it's scary. Yes, people might not understand. Yes, you might fail, struggle, or doubt your choice. But here's what's scarier: reaching the end of your life and realizing you never had the courage to live the life you truly wanted. The future you is counting on the present you to be brave enough to start again. Choose possibility over predictability, trusting you're strong enough to build something beautiful with just your bare hands and an open heart. If you've made it this far, something inside you knows this message is for you, not because your life is harder, but because you're ready to see struggle differently. You're ready to stop running from pain and start learning from it. You're ready to stop apologizing for feeling deeply and start wielding your sensitivity as a superpower. The Stoics knew what we forget. We're not victims of circumstance, we're students of our own lives. Every challenge is a lesson tailored for you. Every loss is space for something better. Every ending is a disguised beginning. The tears you've shed watching this aren't weakness, they're awakening. Your soul recognizes its own strength. Your heart remembers its resilience. Your spirit is stirring with untapped power. You came into this world with everything you need to conquer any challenge, not easily, not without wounds, not without moments of wanting to quit, but triumphantly. Your struggles aren't proof something's wrong with you. They're proof you're alive. You care. You're becoming extraordinary. As Epictetus said, you're an actor in a play written by a greater author. Your role might involve struggle, hurt, starting over, feeling deeply, losing what you love. But it's your role. and only you can play it. The world needs what you have: your sensitivity, your struggles, your story of breaking and rebuilding. It needs proof that a man can survive his worst days and still choose to love, hope, and believe in beauty. So here's what I want you to do now. If this video struck a chord, hit the like button as a vow to yourself to stop seeing struggle as a problem and start seeing it as preparation. Comment to tell someone who needs it they're not alone. Share this with a man whose heart needs these words. And subscribe, because we're building a community of men who choose to see struggle as the doorway to who they're meant to be. Remember, you're not broken. You're breaking open. And that makes all the difference.